was good to know that you wanted to come as much as we wanted you on here. So
you know what I like? I like seeing you young guys like step up in the profession, and everybody starts somewhere. You guys got a nice thing going with GoCoogs and Four Quarters, so I always appreciate that. So I'm glad I could come on, man. It's really fun.
For sure. Good Thursday evening. Welcome back to Four Quarters. I am your host, Kenneth Bowman, and joined by my co-hosts, Daniel Rodriguez, Joseph Mosley, and Colin Avent. I'll get the intro right one day, bro. 6'7".
One day.
One of these days I'll get it right.
At this point, it's more iconic to just get it wrong every time.
Yeah. Oh, y'all, hold on. Oh.
What's up, man?
The streets talk back. Oh.
Hold on, man. Hold on, bro. What's the reactions for?
Hey. I'm just saying.
Me and Joseph, when we were killing time, we went to this bar. They had a pretty good grilled cheese. That was pretty good.
What you think about Alex Starr, Gavin?
In like a Chris comparison?
Yeah.
You know ball. That's not bad at all.
Huh? So if this program had not be where we are right now, you would still have a job. You think there would be a GoCoogs?
Wait, time out. I'm gonna stop my point. Shout out Andrew.
R.I.P. GoCoogs.
Rest in peace, GoCoogs.
Our last dono.
Thank you, Andrew. Appreciate you.
Shout out to Star Pizza for the sponsorship.
All right, that's cool.
I hear you, Colin, and here's my argument. When people hear Houston, they think Four Quarters.
Yeah.
Hey, honestly, we can end it on that. We don't need nothing else to say.
Yeah, honestly, that ended it.
Welcome back to Four Quarters. We are on the road in Oklahoma City. We just watched the Cougs play yesterday. I am not joined by Colin and Daniel. Tonight, it is LaRon, Brad, and Luke Evangelis of Tex Ags. We also have Joseph in the back. I don't know what's going on with his camera and stuff.
The cameras are work in progress. We'll figure it out.
Joseph, you're not showing out for your guest, man. This is your guest, and
I'm sorry.
You're messing up. But yeah, we got a little bit of different group. This might be the GoCoogs like D team. I don't know. I think we might be below G League at this point.
D team is crazy. Why you respect it? You disrespect it, bro.
But shout out to the label, of course. We got Brad in here. We didn't get Flex today. Twice in the week is crazy though. We moved up from once a week to two shows in 1 week. But let's put that to the side. Shout out to Star Pizza. Shout out Mike. I saw him yesterday at the game. Mike's always tapping in, and he's been a hell of a sponsor for our show. Somebody said some Star Pizza. I hope you guys went and got some Star Pizza buffet today. After the Cougs got that win yesterday, and you celebrated with some Star Buffet. How are you doing, friend?
I'm good, man. I need some Star Pizza next time I'm in Houston.
With that being said, how is everyone doing tonight?
Great, man. Legendary guest the past couple weeks. We got another legendary guest, my boy Luke with the stash. Y'all know what I'm saying? He's okay, Luke Evangelist. But we're doing great, man. How you doing, Townsend and Leroy?
Hey, man, it's tournament time, so it's nothing but basketball all day long for at least the weekend.
This is LaRon's on-air debut. Mr. Leron of Paperboy and Coug Radio.
Yes, indeed.
What's the word, LaRon?
Hey, man, happy to be here. This is one of the best times of the year, March Madness in full swing. This is my first time actually being a part of it for real. Because before I was just a spectator, but now I'm here. Yeah. I'm in Oklahoma City too, right next to the arena. Can't complain. Very happy to be here.
Yeah, for sure. I didn't know you're coming. I was like, I got in Wednesday. I'm down in the arena. I'm like, LaRon.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. Cougs got a big win yesterday over Idaho. They got a big matchup coming up against A&M. Seems like they can't get away from A&M. I was talking to strength coach Bishop at Wednesday's practice, and that's literally what he told me. He said, "Gang, man, we can't get away from A&M. Played them twice in 2024. One time at Toyota Center, and then in the second round as well. Played them in this year's exhibition. Luke, I just wanted to get your opening thoughts on this matchup.
Yeah, it feels like every single other year, it's like A&M and Houston are playing, whether that be scheduling each other or the committee just having a sense of humor. Obviously, it's a completely different A&M team, but still the same problems that everybody knows Houston presents. A&M's going to have to face them once again, whether it was Buzz Williams coaching or if it was Bucky McMillan. So totally different roster. A&M plays a totally different style than what Houston fans are going to be used to seeing. They still play hard, probably a little bit better offensively than the Buzz Williams teams y'all might be used to seeing. But that does mean a little bit of defensive lapses here and there. So A&M's going to have their hands full, of course. Obviously, they haven't beaten Houston in forever. It seems like whether it's an exhibition or a non-conference game or a March Madness game, Houston always gets the better of A&M. So obviously this year nobody's expecting A&M to win. And anything that happens from here on out is really just icing on the cake for what has been one of the more improbable turnarounds in year one for Bucky and his team.
Brad, LaRon, Joseph.
I gotta. For my first question is, y'all don't have Wade Taylor hidden somewhere, and y'all aren't gonna.
Somehow y'all got Emmanuel Sharp another year. I'm looking up and down the roster. I'm like, we got to play him again. I can't even just fathom what would happen if we got another Wade Taylor and Emmanuel Sharp matchup. But yeah, no more Wade Taylor. Unfortunately, there's all 8 seniors from that team last year graduated, and you won't have to deal with Wade Taylor. I remember, what was that? Not the he didn't play well in the March Madness game, but the year that we played twice, he took over in that non-conference game. And yeah, he's obviously a very exciting player and the all-time leading scorer for a reason, but they've got a different group of guards that they're going to be relying on. And I know it is not lost on any A&M fan that y'all still have Emmanuel Sharp that, much like Tremont Mark, just cannot wait for that guy to graduate. Both of them are just A&M players.
So tell me your thoughts on the transition of the team. I think it seems like a fairly stark difference between a Buzz Williams type team and a Bucky team. How do you guys like the new Bucky ball?
I mean, A&M fans love it, right? So they went from a style of play with Buzz that was aggravating to watch at times, but you know what? They won a lot of games, and Buzz was a really great leader of men and built up a really strong culture at A&M, which is really all you can ask for at a school like A&M that's just not a traditional basketball power, but they have the resources to compete. They just need a coach that has a vision for the future and can rally the fan base. And so I think Bucky was the perfect piece to go with from when Buzz left one of the last Power 5 jobs to come open. You needed a guy that was offensive minded and that was going to rally the fan base. And it's just a total culture and program builder everywhere he went. And so getting a guy like Bucky, who won at a high school in Mountain Brook that nobody cared about basketball before he got there. He won at Samford that has no basketball history whatsoever. You give him a shot at A&M, and what's the worst that can happen, right? I think the A&M job should be hiring an up-and-coming good mid-major head coach, and they nailed that hire with Bucky. It was obviously a rough start. They started 2-2 and blew a bunch of games to Oklahoma State and UCF, and everyone's like, well, they're probably going to suck this year. And from then on, they went on to win 14 of their next 16 games, started out 7-1 in SEC play. The national media starts to take notice, and the fan base is in love with Bucky ball, and they're still not playing it to 100% of what Bucky's vision is because they've obviously lost Mackenzie Mbako to injury. Pop Isaacs got a late start with his injury, but they're doing the best they can with the pieces that they have being so late to the portal. So I think with that start that they had to SEC play, Bucky built up enough grace with the fan base that really no matter what happened, people were going to understand that it was going to take time for him to get his players in. And so they didn't really finish that strong in January, ended up winning 4 of their last 6 to get into the tournament and avoid Dayton. And obviously they've kind of exceeded any and all expectations by beating a St. Mary's team that was a really tough matchup for them. So I don't think there's a single A&M fan that can complain about the transition here 12 months after Buzz left and Bucky was hired. But there were definitely points of adversity throughout this year where people doubted if Bucky was the right hire, if his system could work at the highest level. And I think he's done enough to silence a lot of doubters with a year that they were picked to finish 13th in the SEC. And here they are, one of the last 32 teams playing in the NCAA tournament. So it's been a smooth transition for the most part that you could ask for. But obviously they've got their sights set on probably what you could call the biggest win of the Bucky McMillan era if they were to somehow beat Houston tomorrow.
Yeah, the Colin in the chat, our normal co-host Daniel and I look a little bit different. Yeah, Colin, where are you at? Colin's on IR, so that's why he wasn't joining us tonight. But I'm glad that you mentioned Pop Isaacs. I think that's kind of a big storyline. Obviously, we know Pop Isaacs ended up transferring into UH this last spring after the run to the Final Four, with the news that Milos was going to be testing the waters in the draft. And about a month later, Milos decided to come back to UH, and Pop Isaacs decided to move on to play over at A&M. Honestly, I feel like the whole situation was interesting. I was talking to Joseph Tugger last night in the locker room after their win, just about Pop Isaacs, and if they actually got to meet him and have a relationship with him, because I was like, he was only on the roster for about 3 days, but he it seems like just from what I heard from him, seems like the team liked him. They wanted him on the team. Obviously, he ended up moving on, but it seemed like they were ready to rock out with Pop Isaacs in whatever capacity they were going to have him in.
Yeah, I mean, if Kelvin Sampson is recruiting a player that's
can't hear you,
ultimate. Oh, hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Y'all got me?
Hear anybody? Okay.
Y'all can hear me?
You guys can hear him?
Yeah.
Okay. That's just me.
All right. Well, when Kelvin Sampson recruits a player, that's all the stamp of approval that you need in a system where Bucky's obviously really late to the portal. There's not many players he can pick from. And that whole situation, to my understanding, was a lot of relationship between Kellen and Bucky, where obviously they had a player in Pop that was coming to be the starting point guard when Uzan comes back. They have, obviously, if you're choosing between Pop, a guy that you brought in from the portal, and your returning star guard, you're going to pick Uzan 10 times out of 10. But they still wanted to make sure that Pop had a home and could have a role that they thought he would have at Houston, and make sure that also he's getting the NIL money that he was going to get. So obviously everybody knew that A&M was in need of a point guard at that time. They pretty much had Jakari Lane and Marcus Hill on their roster, which are two players that contribute a lot to A&M. But we all know the kind of player that Pop can be. A&M fans don't need a reminder when he dropped 30 on them when he was at Texas Tech. He had 25 when he was at Creighton. So A&M needed a player with that kind of elite shot making and that point guard ability. And honestly, I don't know if a favor is the right word, but Kellen and Kelvin working something out with Bucky to say, hey, we've got a guy that needs a home. I know A&M has a spot. Do you want to take him? And working something out with his agent to make sure that Pop had a place to go. And A&M's just very fortunate that place ended up being A&M, and they pulled some strings, I guess, behind the scenes to make sure it was a seamless transition for Pop to have a place to play next year and not just kick him back to the portal, kick him out to the street and be like, go find a new place to play. So I think both parties, it worked out for them. Obviously, Pop isn't having the season a lot of people thought he would have if you look at his averages, but that's a player who obviously, as Kelvin mentioned in the press conference today, was injured in December, and then he suffered another setback over the summer, and then he suffered another one in the fall. So he had 3 injuries, 3 lower body injuries back to back to back, and was not the player that we've all seen Pop Isaacs be, that Houston recruited him to be, that Kelvin Sampson believed in him to be, and that Bucky McMillan thought he was going to be until honestly about a month ago. And so it's taken him some time to get back. He came off the bench all year, was really frustrated, but you could tell he was frustrated, but he would tell you that he's happy in his role. He's just happy to do whatever it takes to help the team win. And as Jakari Lane's play started to tailor off in SEC play and teams started to catch up with him being the smallest guard in the SEC, Pop injected a lot of life into that lineup. And his play is a big reason why A&M is here in March Madness and not in the NIT or in Dayton, because Pop really stepped up over these last 6 games. And he makes timely shots. He is a lot more sure with the ball than he was. He had a lot of turnover problems playing really fast in this system. But for all the ups and downs, the Pop Isaacs that Houston recruited and that A&M got is kind of the Pop Isaacs that you're starting to see now. And so I think it's obviously the connections between him and Milos are really cool and they get to play against each other. But just the connection of Pop and Houston, I think it would be almost storybook if he had a really big game for A&M and somehow help them, slay the giant and beat Houston, a school that he was once committed to play at. I think it would be a really cool story. And it's a really big opportunity, obviously, for Pop to be on the biggest stage and play against the staff that it's obviously like there is no choice, right? You're going to take Uzan back. But like in his own mind, he can create that narrative of they picked my friend over me. Here's my opportunity to show them what I'm missing or what they're missing by picking their returner over me. So maybe that's just me spinning a narrative, but Pop is a player that needs no extra motivation to play well. He's pretty much single-handedly won them that Auburn game with 19 points. So he's played really well for A&M, and they're going to need him to step up as well if they want to beat Houston tomorrow.
Yeah, man, that's what we do, man. We create a narrative. But Pop Isaacs, just from what I've seen from him playing, because like when he transferred into Houston, obviously I looked into him, looked at some of his highlights and whatnot and his stats. I mean, he put up good numbers. I think he was a good player, and I think he would have been really nice for this team. But like you mentioned, the injuries and the setbacks that he suffered over the summer and throughout the beginning of the year, obviously. We probably may not have gotten what was expected transferring in.
Right.
And like you said, going over to A&M and going against Milos, a guy that they chose to bring him back and let Pop move on to A&M. I did see they were talking a little bit. Pop had some comments after the game yesterday, and today they asked Milos about him, and it's all business. Obviously, that's his guy, but I think, like I said, once they get in that realm, it's all business. So they're going to go at each other. It's going to be some great competition. I'm going to shoot this over to you, LeRon. You got any comments?
Honestly, I forgot I was on the show. I was just being a student of the game. I was listening to what y'all were saying because this is my first full year in Houston. So I've missed all the context, the lore. I'm kind of late to it. I'm just picking it up as we go. I'm like, oh wow, I didn't even know about this. You guys talking about we escape them. I'm like, hey, this is my first time seeing Texas A&M. I was getting all excited. I haven't seen them play yet, But knowing all this now makes me a whole lot more excited. I can't wait to see what we got for you guys tomorrow, what you guys got for us tomorrow. I'm excited for a competitive game. Things I'm looking forward to the most, definitely the rebound battle, especially after Chris just had 18 last night. And then getting like Coach Kelvin Sampson talked about it today. He's like, I don't understand the undersized narrative. I don't get that. If you get it, you can get it, And you guys play big, right. Even though there is that undersized narrative. You guys don't play like it. You guys are tough. You guys are strong. And I'm curious to see how we can match that with JoJo Tugler and Kristen Ack Jr., especially because he almost out-rebounded Idaho yesterday in the first half. He had 12 and they had 13. I'm like, hey, bro.
Yeah, I mean, what's that? Big snacks.
Yeah, A&M's undersized, man. It's that rebounding battle is going to be really interesting to watch. Like, I know a lot of Houston fans definitely remember Anderson Garcia for the three-point shot that he had at the end of overtime, but Rashawn Agee really is like this year's version of Anderson Garcia for how hard he plays despite being undersized. And if he's not grabbing rebounds, it's probably a really short list of players on A&M that are going to rebound the ball. They obviously haven't gotten really anything from Federico, who he's definitely not going to play tomorrow. They don't even play him really more than a minute at this point. So it's going to be on sophomore Jamie Vinson. They've got Zach Clemens, who's 6'11", but a little bit thinner. There's really just three rebounders on the entire team. So it's going to be a war for A&M. They did enough to neutralize St. Mary's rebounding, but yeah, I would not be surprised if we looked up at halfway through the second half and Houston's plus 15 on the boards, just because of how much challenge that has been for A&M and holding their own on the rebounding battle all year. And buckyball works when it's the hardest playing team on the floor. And what I've been saying since the Houston pod matchup got announced is the problem with playing Houston is they are always the hardest playing team on the floor. So this is going to be a really great test in year one when they don't have their exact pieces and they're banged up of just how hard are you going to play? Like, is A&M's will going to be broken by a Houston team that is always breaking people's wills? And A&M has been that team that's broken Georgia and they've broken Kentucky. What's going to happen when an immovable object meets an immovable force? So it's going to be a really fun matchup, and that rebounding battle should just about tell the story of who's being more physical and especially without fouling.
Yeah, and I was going to make a point. You said something about rebound. I think what makes you versus Houston so good at rebounding is not just the bigs. You know, you got big athletic guys that will go up and get the rebounds, but the guards rebound at some of the highest rates in the country. So if you're not bigs aren't getting it and it bounces out, you have someone like Emmanuel Sharp, Kingston Fleming, and you have Milo Susan who are going to go run and dive at the ball. They're not just going to go try to grab it. They're going to dive and put their whole body on the line. That's one of the biggest things that we've been seeing from the team is that they're always injured because they're always diving on the floor. So it's going to be a really interesting matchup. I just wanted to ask you personally. We haven't mentioned him yet, but he shot lights out last night. Dominguez had a great game for y'all. That is someone I feel like if anyone can give us trouble, it's the person that can hit the tough shot. University of Houston, Kelvin Sampson, they're always going to take your first and second option away. If your third option starts getting on fire, that's typically where you have seen us going up and down over the past few weeks. But just wanted to hear your perspective on that.
Yeah, Ruben is the ultimate game changer for A&M. And it's funny because Buzz Williams' teams, Ruben probably never would have played, right? Like they had a guy in CJ Wilcher on the team last year who was like a 43% three-point shooter, and Buzz played him 6 minutes a game. Well, in buckyball, you actually want players that can shoot the ball. So Ruben has been a massive key for this team. He came over from Spain. He's an old professional, very similar to guys that you're seeing, you know, Virginia bring over. A lot of teams are bringing over these 21-year-old European pros. He's got 2 years of eligibility, and he has the A&M record for most threes made in a game. He made 10 earlier this year. He's had a game where he's made 7. I believe A&M is like 9-1 this year when he makes 4 or more. He made 3 last night, and it's not just about the pure numbers. It seems like he always makes them in really big moments. So the game against St. Mary's was a 1-point game, and A&M went on that 14-4 run at the end of the first half. And 3 of those threes were just Ruben, one possession after the other. When he sees that first one go in, odds are he's getting the ball on the next possession, and he's going to keep shooting the ball every single possession until he misses. And this team does a really great job of looking for him. So if there's any player that can change the game and be a March Madness legend, and it's like, here goes this white guy who's going to be an insurance salesman in a year and a half, and he's playing against future NBA draft picks, and he's Jack Golke 2.0, it's absolutely Ruben Dominguez. He has to be A&M's X factor. A&M knows they're not going to win this game if they make less than 12 threes. And if there's any player on this team that can get half of those himself, it's Ruben Dominguez. So he's critical for this team. And I don't really see a path to victory if he doesn't come out with more than 15 points with what he gives you. So he can be a decoy. They've tried to screen with him more to get him open, but he can't really create his own shot. And especially against a physical defense like Houston that has great on-ball defenders and great off-ball defenders as well, I wonder if he's going to be able to get loose and if Houston is even going to run him off the three-point line so that he can't even shoot. So sometimes Ruben is guilty of passing up shots. Tomorrow he just needs to let it fly, even if it's a contested look, because he's got game-changing ability when he makes threes. And once he sees that first one go in, the entire momentum of this team changes.
Exactly. That's what we saw last night. That's when we really saw y'all going to run. Is when that first shot went in, a couple more shots, you get a couple steals. Forgive me if I'm saying it wrong. Aji's dunking on people, and then he's hitting threes himself. You know, it gets a little scary because that's the type of game that U of H loves to play, but it's also the type of game that can go anyone's way. So just real interested to see. I told you on our interview today, I think it's going to be a real old school matchup. It's going to be who wants it more is going to win. And that's the type of basketball I love seeing. I think that's the type of basketball that makes March Madness. So
we got a comment from Mr. Mike from Star Pizza. Luke was preaching the hell around in the trance.
Like, hey, brother, you know what he talking about? He going.
Yeah. Hey, man, y'all got to look this. Hey, I had to look you up today, Luke. I said, hey, man, Luke got some motion on his account. I said, hold on, man. We got a certified ball knower pulling up. Shout out Joseph for hooking us up with this crazy guest.
I'm no
But I
friend for
was. Oh yeah. Yeah, Fran was cool, but we got Luke today. What they say? They got KD, but we got Jaden
We got Jaden
McDaniels.
McDaniels.
No, man, we love the staff though. Go ahead.
For sure. I was gonna say we've seen I would say UH match up with lesser talented teams, and obviously playing a team like UH, like A&M is gonna get up for this game. And we've seen throughout the years guys get up to play UH, and even like I would say probably like the Baylor game, maybe and then there's a few more I could think of, but some
Oklahoma
teams
State was
that
pretty
come.
close too.
Oh yeah, but yeah, and they just weren't missing. Like some teams,
Yeah.
they get in the arena and they just start hitting everything, and then that forces UH to lock in, and I think UH hones in, and obviously their talent just outmatches the other team, and that's where I think this game can get tricky for them with a team like A&M because it's not as talented you guys are. I know you guys got some tough shot makers. Pop Isaacs might be feeling it a little bit going against UH. So if UH isn't locked in and just dragging their feet a little bit, they can A&M come through and hit some tough shots and knock down some crazy threes, and it can be an actual ball game and not a snooze fest like it was last night.
Yeah. I mean, the thing with A&M is they thrive when they're the underdog. Like this style is meant to work when all the game pressure is on their opponent. So when the rest of the country started paying attention to A&M and they're 7-1 in the SEC and everyone's like, hey, look at Bucky. It's a new shining object. Look at how well A&M's doing. In typical A&M fashion, what do? They go 2-6 in February. And then just in the nick of time, once everybody stops paying attention to A&M and they're the underdog in every game, that's when they start thriving. So Bucky himself has been an underdog his whole career. Everyone on that team adopts the mentality of their head coach, and they have that underdog mentality. So the best thing A&M can do tomorrow is get off to a fast start, because this style, as much as it's built to be that underdog, they love playing with a lead more than anything. And so when that game pressure flips from, all right, both teams, let's see what we got. Someone's a 10-point favorite. Some team is a 10-point underdog. Once that ball tips up and A&M's up 4 or 5 early, and that pressure starts to wear on you, and they make shots and they're allowed to set up their pressure and set up their defense, when that game pressure flips to that heavy favorite being like, oh, shoot, if we don't figure it out, like we're starting to make different decisions than we normally have to. We're seeing a pressure we normally don't see. When A&M's able to flip that game pressure and play with a lead, that's when they get really dangerous. Their best game of the year, if it wasn't that St. Mary's game, it was either when they beat Georgia because they went on a 20-2 run to start the game, or when they played at Florida State and were up like 30-8 in the first 8 minutes of the game. When they come out hot, they're a really difficult team to beat. And so, as I said, for the St. Mary's matchup, the first 10 minutes of that game are going to tell me all I need to know about if A&M showed up and they're ready to meet this challenge and they're meeting St. Mary's physicality and they're knocking down their shots, or if they're just happy to be here and the lights were too bright. And so I'm applying that same philosophy here of the first 10 minutes against Houston will tell me everything I need to know about if A&M is just happy to be here and, hey, we won a tournament game, we exceeded expectations, great. Or if they're going to meet that physicality that Houston plays with, lock up on defense, and then knock down their shots. I know there's a lot of variables with the overinflated balls and the firm rim, and no team sees that impact more than A&M, who will shoot like 62% from three on the road, and then they're in their own home gym and they're shooting 16%. Like, no team has more wild three-point swings than this team. They're a high variance shooting team, and when they're hot, as we saw, they can beat a St. Mary's. They're going to have to probably make 14 threes to beat Houston, but when they're off, I mean, Houston could play, like, y'all could literally put the subs in and wipe the floor with A&M. So when in the first 10 minutes, we will find out if A&M showed up and if they're shooting the lights out, or if the overinflated balls are too much and Houston's physicality is too much. We'll know in the first 10 minutes what this A&M team has in store for Houston.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that. Some games just at Fertitta Center, I'm sitting by LeBron and I'm like, Hey, Laron, it's time for us to sub in because they're up by 20 or 30 with 4 minutes to go.
Right.
Yeah, bro. There's some games, man, they can't buy a bucket, man. Emmanuel Sharp's been having up and down games recently, and then he was on fire last night. Like, it's as much as
Yeah.
you're saying it's up and down with y'all's your team, it's up and down with us. It's just I believe having Coach Sampson is just that extra go. That no matter what happens, they're gonna find a way to win.
When y'all are up and down, when y'all are down, you can always fall back on that defense and rebounding, which travels no matter where you go. A&M's defense just had their best defensive performance of the year, which leads me to believe they're probably not replicating that again. But they're so up and down that they don't have the bigs to rely on rebounding. They don't have the one-on-one defenders to rely on defense. So three-point shooting has to be their separator. And so that's essentially like what the key is. If A&M doesn't come out firing, there really is no path for them to win this game because they're not going to be able to rebound with Houston, and they're not going to be able to play defense with them.
And I also think the one key is, for what I've seen, I don't know, I'm not in the A&M locker room, but I'm in the UA's locker room. Them boys have each other's back to death. And I think that's been the biggest strength we've seen with the University of Houston recently, is how no matter what, they had a really rough 3-game stretch. Next game out, they came out and balled. They have each other's back. But I'm going to go ahead and take it over because I know you got a big story to break. Everybody make sure you're paying attention to Luke Evangelist and Texas Ags. They got a lot of cool stuff coming out. He is the next Adam Schefter. You heard it here first. Next Adam Schefter, Luke Evangelist. We appreciate you coming out, my boy.
Of course. I appreciate y'all. Looking forward to a great game tomorrow. Just hoping for a close game. Let's be real here. We know what the odds are. We know why Houston's a 10.5-point favorite. A&M fans are just hoping for an entertaining game. And if we get another overtime game, that would be just peak March Madness, and I think everybody would be happy with that. So hopefully it's an entertaining one. Looking forward to seeing y'all tomorrow in Oklahoma City, and I really appreciate y'all for having me on.
Of course, man.
Oh, yeah, for sure, bro. Appreciate you for coming on, man. I'm trying to get like you, bro.
Yeah, and tell the yell leaders, to be cool with us. You know what I'm saying? It's
keep the trolling of the yell leaders to a minimum. All right, we know that stuff. Keep the trolling to a minimum.
Got you. All right.
Hey, man, y'all took Jaden Warren from us.
Oh, my bad, y'all.
It's all good. But all right.
Hey, y'all got that quarterback though. Y'all got a good football team. Y'all got Connor. It was a fair trade.
True.
Key to the city. Y'all didn't appreciate Connor enough.
I know, man. Hey, the A&M fan base is really like crazy, I think is a good word to put it. So like when they turn on people, it gets ugly. And I'm a huge Connor fan. And so he needed a change of scenery. He needed a different situation. And I am so happy that he found a spot at Houston. And I know a lot of people in the A&M fan base are happy, but there's always that vocal majority that is like wishing horrible on a kid because he didn't work out at your school. That's just not how the game is played anymore. Guys find different homes at different places. It's the portal era. And I consider myself an Aggie that is really proud of what Connor does and has, despite the fact that Houston kicks A&M's ass in basketball every single time we play, I actually seem to like Houston more than you would think. And so I find myself rooting for Houston a lot this season because of Connor. And I'm really happy to see the success that he had with y'all. I'm looking forward to more from him.
Yeah. Well, speaking of the Pop Isaac story, maybe we see a Connor Wegman story in the college football playoffs soon. So who knows?
That would be great. And I'd be rooting for it.
Yeah.
Sir.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Take care, Luke Evangelist. We're going to make sure we're tapped in. I'm gonna link your story that you're dropping soon. So.
Got you. I appreciate y'all. Have a good one.
Of course.
Appreciate you.
Ball nowhere, Luke.
That's a cool guy. Hey, man, I be telling Joseph. See, Joseph got here. You met him? Joseph got to the arena yesterday before me. He's like, yeah, man, I met Luke from Texas Ags. I said, oh, okay. I looked him up earlier before the show. I said, okay, we got some notions. Joseph found some good guests. So shout out Joseph networking.
Gotta stay on point, man. You know, it's not me, it's all God. But
a reasonable Aggie, rare.
Man, there's a lot of reasonable Aggies out there. Shout out my boy LJ. If y'all didn't see, he did have his pro day yesterday at Cal. That's how I actually started talking to him. I was like, "Do you know LJ Johnson?" He said, "Oh yeah." But yeah.
You know what's crazy? When our spring game last year, when I think our first one of our like top posts I ever posted on Coop TV was like, or first ever top post was like a Connor, like basically the first Connor interview talking to the media after that spring game. A lot of the likes and like retweets were A&M accounts. So I would say they kind of they still rock with Connor up there.
Yeah,
At least some of them do.
yeah, they do. The majority of the fans I think do like him. He's a cowboy through and through. You hear him talking, you know where that boy from. He a Texas
Yeah.
boy to the heart, bro. So they like him. It's just it did work out, and also a lot of them, from what I'm hearing, I talked to Mr. Billy yesterday, the owner of Texas. Shout out him. He's a really dope dude. I appreciate the love you show. He was just saying like we know it was probably a Jimbo story. We like Jimbo, but we understand that there were some things that was going on behind closed doors that it's just the team wasn't in alignment. And Connor, he tried his best. It didn't work out. He went through a lot of surgeries. Now he's at the University of Houston, and we about to ball out next year. You remember what I'm saying? Big Total chip on the way. You heard it here first. Yeah.
For sure.
I don't want to say one man's trash is another man's treasure, but one man's Passover is another man's blessing. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah. I mean, I was excited about Connor Wigman as soon as they said they got him out the portal. I think it's been stated overly that this was the perfect situation for a guy like Connor to come through, and honestly, he really changed the trajectory of the U of H football program.
Exactly. And I don't think there can be a better mentor for someone like Keyshawn, the number one recruit in the country. Connor himself was the number 2 quarterback recruit, going on the ups and downs of college football. Bring him in and have you, Keyshawn, learn under him for a year. But it's enough about football, boys. It's basketball season. I want to hear y'all thoughts. We don't have to be polite anymore. The Aggies gone. You know what I mean? Like, let's talk ball for real. Taz, I know you got something to say.
I know Brad got a lot to say about that game.
The first thing you think of is that, oh, well, we did this and we did this against them in the past. This ain't that team. It's ain't these completely different.
Sure.
They're going to come at us different. It'll be interesting to see. My only concern is us getting in foul trouble. And because what I see happening is that teams that aren't tough, teams that aren't violent like we are, or like the top of the Big 12, they try to play that way. They try to play tough. And when they try to play tough, that's when they get out of control and they start getting in foul trouble. My only concern is, does it get sloppy and messy and then everybody starts fouling or everybody starts getting calls? But outside of that, I mean, I would say it's going to be a clash of styles, but I think it might be suicide if they're going to try and press us the way that they ideally would like to. They in for a long, long day, because it's going to work a few times, but they're going to get stretched out against us. And if we are able to spread the floor, and I mean, because you've got the ultimate weapon in Kingston. Kingston against the press can be like Jamal was. He can beat you. He can beat the press by himself. And so if he can get past the first man and get to the middle of the floor, it's over. Then it's just picking who's open or just take it straight to the rack.
Oh yeah.
I think their best bet would be to kind of shade us a little bit and do some pressure the inbounds pass, but then fall back and then try to pick up again intense in the half court and try to push us out past the 3-point arc and get us into inside of 10 seconds on the 3-point or on the shot clock. If they can get us if they can get us to take shots inside of 10 seconds, they got a shot. They got a shot for us to take bad shots.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I mean, I don't know. It's probably bad that I'm not real worried about them, but then
yeah, those are the ones where and then the game starts and it's a close game or UH is down and you're like, what is happening right now with this team?
But I mean, he was absolutely right. If they come out, path to victory is going out and shooting lights out from deep and hitting crazy shots, because they're going to have to make crazy shots.
Yeah,
and that's what, and that's. Go ahead, Joseph.
I was gonna say, to piggyback off what you said, Towns, though, just like you said, I think the speed and the skill of the UH guards is going to be the biggest key for them for victory. And I think with that, I honestly think this is a perfect game for Mercy to take another step. We see him on the court. He's very quick. He reminds me a lot of Jamal Shed, or the younger Jamal Shed, how quick he is, how his ability to score, and just the way he processes the game. I kind of want to see Mercy, when he comes in off the bench, go score. You know they're going to be pressing you. You know you're more athletic than them. You scored 71 points in high school before. Go do it again. That's what I want to see.
Well, and there's going to be the kind of the great thing about pressure. It usually tries to speed people up. The bad thing about pressure is if you got to play up on a guy, you got a guy like Mercy who can take you off the bounce quick. Yeah. Same thing with Kingston. You're going to play him tight. Get ready to get blown by.
Yeah.
It might work a little bit better against E-Man because he's not as good on the first step. But I envision a lot of drive and kick, drive and dish. I mean, it could turn into, hopefully, the type of game that I like to see from U of H, is where guys are aggressive and go to the rack.
Yeah. LeBron, I know you got something you want to say. I heard it. I heard you open your mouth. So let's go.
Well, going back to when Luke was preaching, right, and he was talking about the first 5 to 10 minutes. That's going to tell him that all he needs to see, right? And we're talking about Texas A&M, and they got to hit these shots. When I was watching the Idaho game yesterday, Idaho I think they shot maybe 16% from three in the first half. However, when I was watching some of those threes, I don't know how much of our defense was making a miss, because it kind of looked like it was just short. It was coming off the left side of the rim. Like the closeouts were a little bit late, and it kind of felt like their shots were just a little bit intimidated, right? So if Texas A&M comes out ready, like Luke was saying, and if we come out just a little bit slow, because we was down, I think Idaho, I'm going to the first media timeout. They was up. They wasn't up too much, but they was up. And
like 7-5 or something like that.
Yeah, I'm looking at this.
They were 13-7 at one point.
Yeah, and even though it was small, I'm like, I don't like this. I don't like this. And then we fixed that, and then we just, ran away with it. But if that happens with Texas A&M and they're hitting their shots and our closeouts are just a little bit late, and they actually see that lead, and good teams, when they see a lead, they capitalize on it. And I remember it was maybe the middle of the season. I asked Milo, I said, so when you guys are up by, whatever it is, 15 or 20, how do you guys keep the pressure on? And he said, well, that's the difference between a good team and a great team. You don't get up by 20 just to stay up by 20. We get up by 20 to push it to 25, to push it to 30, because that's what great teams do. And that's what we're trying to do. And with Texas A&M trying to be a good team, trying to be a better team, if they see that lead and then we're just late on those closeouts, I'm going to get a little bit shaky. However, I'm not too worried about it. It is a thought, but I ain't too worried about it, because when I saw him yesterday, he hit his first 6 shots. He would have kept going, but they kind of like double teamed him, like sandwiched him on that last shot. And the first shot in the second half, they sandwiched him. I was like, dang, they're ruining it. But I think the way that we especially with our guards, and we talked about our rebounding for our guards is important. And I think that's so crucial, because our guards can crash the boards. One can crash while the other one can be outlet, because we got 3 ball handlers on the floor. And so that doesn't have to worry. They don't have to come back to the bigs and say, hey, give me the ball. So the bigs don't have to make a big cross-court pass. Emmanuel could get the rebound. Kingston's over here. Milos is over here. Or Milos can get the rebound. He has Kingston and Emmanuel out, but he can go coast to coast. I seen that a few times yesterday with his coast to coast. Is very real comfortable. And if Kingston gets the ball, Kingston can go coast to coast too. I think Milos and Kingston are great coast to coast guards when they get that rebound. So I'll definitely be watching our guard rebound. They don't have to get like 10, they don't gotta be crazy, but they can get maybe like 3 to 5. I like that a lot.
Awesome.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with everything you said. And LeBron, ball. But this is why throughout the year, especially in the beginning of the season, like Kelvin was really emphasizing the guard rebounding. Because there was some stretches when the guards weren't getting the rebounds. And playing for a team like this, everyone has to win a glass. Everyone has to be contributing to the rebound number. It's not just on the bigs because the bigs they get tired. They can't just be down there getting all the rebounds. Chris got 18 of them yesterday, but I think the guard rebounding is a really big piece of the offense. The transition, the unscripted points because of the guard. Kingston, Emmanuel, Miles, they get the board, they can just go. Big Jojo or Snack, they get the board. They got to look for a guard. It's gonna take them a second or two to locate because they're not bringing it up. But Kingston, he can get a rebound. He can go all the way to the hole.
Slam on somebody.
Pause. But anyway,
yeah,
I was gonna say, man. Just I think this is going to be a perfect matchup at a perfect time for University of Houston too, because we saw throughout the year one of the things that they've gotten the most trouble with is tracks. So impressing the ball handler. And I think at this stage, let's be real here, it is a 2 versus 10 matchup. I would rather see them go through it now for the rest of the tournament and understand how to beat it and believe that they can beat it, if they go against Duke and have no answers, right? But we've also seen that they've come up with a lot of answers. JoJo has figured out how to drive to the hoop.
Oh yeah.
But so it's just
ISO Joe.
Exactly. ISO Joe. Kingston has that mini down like he's Shea Gilgis. You know what I'm saying? So they have the answers now. And also, Mercy getting to the hoop has been making a huge difference too. You see this leading the wide open shots for E-Man. Is leading the wide open corner threes for Milo. So they have all the answers. You've had all of it now. Now you're gonna have to be going against it for 40 straight minutes. Let's see what you got.
Yeah, Mercy definitely the X factor for me when I watch him play. And I saw this yesterday at the end of the first half, and I thought it's just one bucket. But when I saw it, I was like, this might actually start something because Kingston I think he hit his first 4 shot. He went 6 for 6 for his first 6 shots. I think at the time he was 4 for 4, and he came off a screen ready to get the ball. Mercy looking at him like trying to pass it to him. Kingston said, "Bro, take it to the rack." Mercy gave him a move, took it to the rack, and got it. And I'm like, that right there. I think that could kickstart something. I think it really could because if, let's say, for whatever reason, somebody is a little bit sluggish and they're not hitting their shots, and then Mercy come in the game and the other team is thinking, hey, we're doing such a good style because we're stopping Kingston, Milos, or Emmanuel. Mercy come in the game, give me like 3 quick buckets, 2 quick buckets. That changes the whole thing. That changes everything because now you're a threat. And now we got to respect you. And now I got to maybe take that extra step. And now Kingston or somebody else can do that kick and drive, get a bucket, and then, change the whole dynamic.
Or Mercy just takes it to the rack, and then, the shot's not there, kicks it out to Chase, and Chase knocks down a 25-footer. And
that's it.
You just got a lot of problems out there. You got a lot of problems. And, coming into, I guess most of the season, my thought was, we want to see Mercy pick it up and see all the kind of the outside the big 3 coming to be, I considered them to be X factors. No longer. My X factor is Emmanuel. If Emmanuel's hot, forget it. Or if Emmanuel is just Emmanuel, like he said yesterday, he said, I didn't find anything. I just played like myself. He's absolutely right. If he is playing like himself, over. It's over. Nobody's got a shot. And I'm talking about Indianapolis.
I
heard you. Loud and clear.
I agree. I think definitely we saw it in that championship game against Arizona. Really, all 3 of the guards weren't doing a damn thing. Kingston was like a -17 in 33 minutes. It just wasn't a good performance. They probably played their worst collective game of the year. And then you only lose by 5 in the Big 12 championship playing like that. And honestly, the guys that we mentioned, Mercy, Chase, they came off the bench. They really willed the team back to even make it a game. And JoJo was really hooping that entire game. I've heard this from JoJo. He says when everyone's clicking, he said, we're unstoppable. We're unbeatable. So they know within the locker room what they're capable of. Emmanuel mentioned it before the first game against Idaho. There hasn't really been a game where all 5 starters are consistent and have put up good performances, and it doesn't have to be scoring. It's really everyone has to be doing something all around: offense, defense, rebounding, passing, block shots, steals, whatever. But I do agree, if this team, if they can string together a good couple runs, a good game all together. I mean, you got to win 5 of them. It's not a whole season. You got to go five more games. If they can do that consistently, 5 more games, what's this? 2 more weekends after this. Hey man, they're gonna be holding up that trophy.
Hey man. And we gonna be eating good. You know,
This
It's
guy.
lost within a lot of this. I'm interested to see the matchup with AG and JoJo.
I was gonna say,
see what the big guys are gonna do.
Because honestly, I don't know about y'all, but this matchup reminds me a little bit about that Texas Tech matchup that me and you weren't able to go to, Kenneth.
Oh yeah.
AG isn't the level of JT Toppin, but they do got two solid guards back there that are playing good defense. And what scared me, man, is Petty and Atwell. Those games, they were shooting lights out. And that's what both the Texas Tech games, and that was what gave University of Houston the most trouble, right? And if we come out there and Dominguez is hitting his threes, we got, Papa Isaac can shoot the ball when he wants to. If he starts hitting some threes and getting motivated, it's gonna be a difficult game. But at the same time, I think they prepared. I don't know if you saw the press conference sounds, but them boys locked in. They really locked in, and they not taking this lightly at all. And Milos, he was trying to hide him. I could tell he's really looking forward to playing his friend, man. I think he's gonna try to go at Pop every single time he can. And Kingston, he's gonna do what Kingston does and talk trash the entire game, dunk on folks. It's gonna be a fun game. I'm really interested to see how they respond, because kind of like what you just said, Towns, it's not just this game, it's not just A&M, but what are you looking like come Indiana time? It's time to go to Indianapolis, knock on wood. I'm praying that's where we go, God willing. But what answers do you have? What is a team really, really, truly at its identity at this point of the season after going through what you did? You didn't win the Big 12 championship. You didn't win the tournament at the Big 12. You didn't go to get your 30 wins like you wanted to before the tournament. But who are you now that your biggest goal is right in front of you? That's what I want to see.
Yeah, I think you take the I don't want to slight Idaho at all, but that type of game is what you need. But the way that this team played against Kansas in the tournament that's more what this team is capable of being. And the fact that they've shown it 2 out of 3 times, it showed they did it 2 out of 3 the last 2 out of 3 games. And I'm not going to hold the Arizona against them because Arizona is that good.
Yes.
No, they're like that.
I hate to say it, but that's just the way it is. I mean, they are that good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you saw they didn't mess around today.
All I'm gonna say is I'm really happy that if we do see Arizona at all this tournament, it will be in the championship games.
It will. Hey, that's on my bracket. UH over Arizona to win that thing.
Yeah.
Hey, we got Kev in the chat. What up, Kev?
Hey, shout out Media Kev.
For sure.
Also, shout out Lynden Taft. Y'all go check out GoCoogs Instagram. Some of the best shots I've ever seen. He really killed it with those shots today, man. And he picked us up, me and Kenneth, you know what I'm saying? Hey, we got show out.
Hey, that cover image of Kingston, if you guys are watching this on YouTube, that thumbnail picture that was photographed by Lynden. Yeah, man, he was working with the camera, man.
Mm-hmm. No, I gotta ask y'all, man, because I was excited to see it the past few games, man. And I know we've been talking about him a little bit, but Mercy is moving me, man. I wanted to get a little bit of a deep dive into it, because at the beginning of the year, you was kind of saying it as a joke, Kenny, but Mercy Miller minutes, yeah. And then he been getting his minutes.
I was gonna ask Brad that. Like we haven't been hearing Mercy Miller minutes. And you know what's crazy about Mercy? I feel like just these past 2 years, collectively in that locker room, I feel like the team know what talent he was. He was a 4-star guy coming in. I think his whole thing was he just needed to get right. And also I feel like the way that Sampson handled him, I feel like Sampson was maybe a little bit more intentionally harder on him, and just because Mercy really needed to just get right, and now he's put in the work, and now he has a bigger role this year than he did last year. At this time last year, and he's contributing. He had 10 points off the bench. He doing his thing. He did his thing in the Big 12 tournament, Big 12 championship, bringing the team back. But he's doing it, and he took Harwell's chain.
Crazy. Yeah, Towns. Let's hear from you, Towns.
On my thoughts on Mercy,
Mercy Believe.
I'm loving every minute of. I mean, I've been following Mercy since he committed back as a sophomore in high school. I was tracking him from Oak Hill before he moved out to California, out to Notre Dame, and just watching that kid play, it's like, man, this guy's gonna be damn good. And he struggled last year, and he struggled mightily. And I felt bad for him because you could see him really pushing to be good, and it just wasn't happening. I mean, he was. Let's see. I'm trying to see what was his. How many shots did he make last year during conference?
Didn't they say he missed like 60 straight or something like that? Or
he was over 13 in conference.
Yeah.
I mean, he couldn't buy a bucket. And he started off the year a little bit doubting himself. The problem is the most difficult thing for a player to kind of move into the U of H culture is it's defense first, defense and rebounding. That's what keeps you in, because it doesn't really do us any good, no matter how many buckets you can score, if you're going to give up as many as you score. That's pointless. You're never going to win games that way. And it's not that he didn't want to play defense. You just got to learn to play it, and you got to learn to play it at a consistent high level. And it just took time. And then within that, you've got to get your confidence going again, because one of the things that makes you great is the confidence you have in yourself. And once that comes together, then you become not the player that you were, but the player that you wanted to be. And he is right on the cusp of doing that. You're seeing exactly that type of player. And when I think back to whenever E-Man was a freshman, he was terrible defensively. I mean, terrible. I mean, he was literally a turnstile. He wasn't a rebounder. But over time, he became a plus defender. He became a hardcore rebounder. And that goes in his offensive game was always good. He was always just a lights out shooter. But then he added those things, and it just took time. And it's amazing to see it. It's fun for me to see it, because nobody gave Mercy anything. Mercy came in and earned every bit of it. Same thing with McCarty. Everybody, I mean, these guys are grinding like crazy. And they're just finding their legs, and it's phenomenal to see. Even same thing with JoJo. You're starting to see the game slow down for him. He's exasperating at times, because you could just see him going a million miles an hour, and you're like, oh shoot, he's going to kill somebody. But all of a sudden, man, he boom. And watching Mercy, not just the ability to knock down a jump shot, but the desire and the willingness to go and get to the rim and go hard. He can draw fouls. He's getting me more excited for next year. I'm not worried. I'm less worried about next year than I was, a month and a half, 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Because you're sitting there looking, it's like, we lose so much. What are we going to do? It's like, oh yeah, well, we lose so much, but look what we got coming back.
And Cordell,
Mercy, Chase,
Cordell, all them boys.
Yeah.
Harwell. I mean, everybody.
Yeah. Harwell. Yeah, Harwell's going to get right too. And I think talking about Mercy, everyone was wondering, oh, why is he not playing? Why is he this? And really, it's just because he had those stars next to his name. And same thing with Isaiah. Isaiah got a lot of burn this year, but he ended up, getting bumped out of the rotation for an older player. And people probably had the same question about Harwell. Why isn't he playing? Because he has those stars next to his name. But 5-star doesn't mean you just automatically start or play 30 minutes a night on a team that's trying to go to a Final Four.
Yeah.
You earn every player earns their spot. And I did post-game shows all season long. I just get bombarded with why isn't Mercy playing? Why isn't Mercy playing? Why isn't Mercy playing? Like, slow down,
Put him
man.
in the game, Brad.
It's like just let it happen. He's gonna get there. Trust me, he's gonna get there. Same thing, you saw Malik go through the same process. It took him a couple of years to get right, and then all of a sudden he becomes indispensable. And Mercy's going to have
it was the Malik show.
You know, Mercy is just now kind of uncovering he's kind of coming out of his shell, if you will. He had to be reborn and birthed in the Coug madness.
Yeah,
he's gonna be a baller. He's gonna be tough.
For sure.
I mean, the future is in good hands, but right now it's just fantastic.
I was gonna say it's just another thing to me that's just inspiring. You know, people need to give him more respect, man. He does not need to play basketball. He is Mercy Miller, son of Percy Miller, son of Master P. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't need to do this, but he wants to play basketball. But not only just does he want to play basketball, to go to a school like the University of Houston to play for Kelvin Sampson, where the first thing he gonna do is tell you ain't nothing, you trash, and you never gonna play. To do that, go through the process and earn his way into the starting lineup, man, that just speaks volumes for not only his character, but who he is as a player and what he's going through. And I think that's just going to elevate him that much more, not only through this tournament. I think he's going to be the tournament star, but I also think he's going to elevate him that much more going into this next year. And if he decides to come back his senior year on in academics, his junior year on athletics, how much that's going to do wonders for him in the draft game. And I think we're about to start seeing a lot of Cougs in the NBA as well, balling out. And I think Mercy might be the face of the program next year and start a new track record for a lot of things, you know.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's kind of the way the things work here. I mean, you know, I think back to when Jabal was a freshman and a sophomore, and then eventually blossoming into a junior and senior. I go back to when Quentin Grimes got here. You know, he was all-world high school player, went off to Kansas, didn't do great at Kansas, but came here. He was okay. He was good. He was solid as his junior year. His senior year, all of a sudden, he blows up. See, it took a year of transition. Same thing with LJ. LJ's first year was pretty good, but then after that, he was phenomenal. So it takes a little bit of time. We can't be spoiled. I think Kingston's going to spoil a lot of people because from now on, every freshman that comes in, it's like, why aren't they All-American? Okay. Well, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
go
ahead.
I was gonna say my thing, like, especially last year, honestly, it's just hard. And just considering how early that he committed, like, I think he committed like as like a freshman or sophomore in high school. But it's hard coming from a high school program when you're just the guy. Like you got enough touches on the team to drop 71. And then having to be a role player, having to sit back behind a bunch of vets. And even when he got in the game, it was literally either he was just trying to hurry up and shoot it before he got subbed out, or it was hurry up and give the ball to Malik. So it was really just a hard adjustment for him, and it's just a hard mental adjustment. And then, like I said, these dudes just got to get right.
Yeah. What's your opinion on the matter, LeBron? I feel like we cut you off a couple times.
Nah, that's fine. I was, like I said, another student of the game moment. I'm just listening, hearing some more stuff. Like I said, this is really my first real year watching University of Houston basketball. So the stuff that happened prior, catching up. So I'm just gonna listen.
Yeah, LeBron. We got Daniel in the chat. What up, fellas?
Big D-Ron. No, I'm just playing.
Yeah, LeBron, you gotta do your homework, man.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I will say this: I'm enjoying every bit of this year as well, because this is the first time. No, this University of Houston has had stars. Don't get it twisted, but I think they're starting to make it a tradition to be a star at University of Houston, and that's what I'm enjoying. And they're setting a new precedent. Hey, if you come here, you play basketball, you're gonna be one of them ones. And I think that's another thing about Mercy. Like, while I'm probably went through this process and that he did go through it, it's showing like, hey. You're not just gonna be you're University of Houston, like Coach Sampson said. There's nothing that's gonna be bigger than the program, but the program is big and it's also now growing themselves stars underneath that roof too, and that's how you build culture. And we've been talking about it the whole year. They have that culture now. They are building the foundations for fandom and for the school, the support. And we are blessed to be part of this right now. It's a blessing, and it's so dope.
Hey, great time to be a Coug, man.
Exactly.
And right now, I mean, it's weird to say, but this is almost kind of like a little reset. In that, in the past, we would always have, multiple upperclassmen, multiple juniors, sophomores, guys with a lot of experience to kind of fill the ranks. This year, we got JoJo. We got the seniors and then JoJo, and that's it. And then you got freshmen and inexperienced guys. So it in a way, it's kind of a hard reset. And the cool thing about it is that you got two guys who have had to really grind and really go out and earn their stripes and earn their minutes on the floor in Chase and in Mercy. So when you think about it, these are the guys who are going to be kind of in charge of, handing out the culture. And same thing with JoJo. JoJo comes back next year. You've got yourself a strong group to be able to push forward to continue everything. But it's good to see.
Yeah. One thing I heard Coach talk about today. I really like to comment. It's just about he talked about how this team definitely could have been just a portal team. They could have went to the portal this past off season and filled out the roster, but he decided to go with freshmen and recruits because over his entire tenure at University of Houston, it's been a farm. Like he'll get guys in, they'll be junior, senior guys, and you'll have a team full of vets. And then he said, and especially looking at the team right now, when you have a farm team, you're gonna have a year when people are calling you young. But it's just like he has a team with four freshmen competing at a high level, and they have a really good chance to make it to the national championship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I mean, we've come so far as a program. I mean, I know that he doesn't like to have the thought of having these freshmen, but we're recruiting a different caliber of freshmen that we recruited 7 or 8 years ago. Every year it just kind of builds on itself of the level of interest, because people think that all of a sudden we sign some 4 and 5 star guys, highly rated guys, that we're just now choosing those guys. Like no, we've been recruiting guys like that forever.
They just weren't coming.
Yes. They're just saying yes now, because that's the type of program. Now you're up there with recruiting head to head with Arizona, with Duke, with Kansas, with North Carolina. You're recruiting those type of players, and you're winning some of those battles.
Yeah, I also think, man, it's because Houston got swag, bro. Let's be honest here. It's not like Washington State in the schools, like in Oklahoma. Respectfully, amazing program, but when you talk about the University of Houston and the city of Houston as a whole, man, that is a mecca. That is a home. That is a sports hub, and there is nothing like it. And that's what we're seeing now. That's why we're seeing these players not only in basketball but in football wanting to stay home, because representing that city, representing Houston, not just a university but Houston across your chest, means something. And I think that's why, like I keep saying, it's a great time to be a Cougar, because we have finally embraced that identity, taking the city as our own, as students, as culture, as media, as the teams on the athletics. And I just see big future, big visions, and I'm just, like I said, it's a blessing to be a part of it. And we're gonna see more Mercy Millers, we're gonna see more Kingston Flemings, we're gonna see more Kristen next. We got Eric Van Dien coming next year. We got Akina coming in next. We don't know what the 2027 class will be. We're in the names with a lot of people in the 5 stars in that one as well. 2028.
The lost prophet in this whole thing is Bryce Jackson.
Bryce Jackson.
Facts.
Grandson of an
nice.
NBA legend. And grandson of NBA legend, Luke Jackson.
Look at within a few years, you're going to look back and say, "Holy shit!" They had Kingston, who's an all-star. You had Sinak, who is an all-star in the NBA, and then in that same class, you had this guy.
Yep. And we can't not overlook Isaiah Harwell, like he wasn't that McDonald's All-American. He was, man.
He's gonna come good, and I mean, just like Mercy struggled last year, Harwell's taking some time to get into it, but had to overcome some injuries to get here. But man, he's had some competition. He's had to really fight off some warriors. But next year it's wide open. And so you're going to have a nice, really nice group of dudes. And he's going to come good. He's going to mark it down right now. He's going to be nice.
And honestly, there's gonna be a lot of competition. You got 6 guys leaving the roster, potentially 6 guys leaving. There's gonna be a lot of open spots. Obviously, they're gonna make some moves in the portal. I think they probably will get a point guard, a big, and whatever else they need. But the guys that are on the team right now, I mean, there's it's free game. Mercy, if you want to start, you can get it. Chase, if you want to start, you can get it. Harwell, if you want to start, you can get it. Cordell, you want some burn, you can get it.
Jacob.
So yeah, Jacob, if Jacob's healthy, if he's ready to get right this offseason, you want some burn, you can get it. Said Lat, I guess it's free eats. Everybody it's a lot. It's gonna be a lot of competition. A lot of people are gonna have chances to play real minutes next year, and that's only gonna make the team better.
Yeah, I mean, I think for any freshman coming in, you've got to look and say, there's a real shot at starting here, no matter who you got, no matter what the situation is, because you're going to be given an opportunity. Because let's be real. When you looked at the recruiting class, most people put Kingston as the third guy. Most people, this time last year, we knew that Kingston was really good. Was carrying his team in high school. Not many people thought that, okay, he's going to be your go-to guy. He's going to be your starter at point guard. I didn't think so. I thought he was going to be coming off the bench, but
yeah, I did too.
Apparently, as soon as he showed up day one, it's like, oh shit, this kid is different.
Yeah, and it really all worked. Everything really played out in his favor just because of the injuries. Like that, he was forced to get in with the starters, and that just showed how much of a talent he was to not only start because he had to, but to go in and basically whoop everybody else too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh man, we lost LeBron.
No, he's still here. He's audio only.
Oh, that's tough.
Oh,
there we go.
Yeah.
Good.
But man, I'm just hoping, we got the rest of this tournament. We got to focus on the tournament. We got a lot of great games coming, but Chris and Neck, please come back.
I don't think, hey man, you heard Fran Fraschilla, man. He said 12 to 15 range for Chris, and he just had 18 rebounds yesterday. And I've said this, March, this is where guys' careers are made. This is where guys make a lot of money. This is the time of year. If Chris keeps hooping, I expect him to really hoop tomorrow again like he did yesterday. This guy was a projected top 10 pick coming into the year. Yeah. So I know he kind of, I guess in a lot of people's eyes fell off, but I mean he's the same talent. He's the same player he was last year when you guys were saying he was top 10.
And I don't know. I don't even know if it's the fact that I don't think it's because he fell off. I don't
think he fell off either.
That speaks to the depth of the draft.
Yeah.
And see, the thing about all these projections is that they're projections trying to say, okay, they're ranking players. You can't even get into projecting draft until you know what the draft order is. And then you start going by needs, because you know what? Whoever's sitting there at 9, they might need somebody like him, or they might want somebody like him, or he could push to 20. You don't know. You never know.
Yeah. LeBron, I know you were about
could be one team that really, really wants him, is willing to take him early, but then all of a sudden another guy comes available, and somebody gets skipped. Like say somebody gets skipped, like Acuff gets skipped at number 4. Somebody takes him at 6. Then all of a sudden everybody starts sliding around.
Yeah, it really depends on who's picking where.
Yeah. I thought there was a chance 2 weeks ago. I thought there was a chance he would come back, and then all of a sudden he popped off, and there's not a chance in hell.
Go ahead, LeBron. I know you wanted to say something.
whenever it comes to people, I'm so naive and I'm so gullible. I'll be like, yeah, they gonna stay, guys. They gonna stay. Especially I saw AJ. He said after BYU lost, right? He said, yeah, I got to talk to my mom. I'm thinking, oh, mom going to tell him to stay because like who doesn't want to get an education? I know. That's just how I be thinking though. You know. So I was talking to my dad on the phone. And he was like, so Kingston top 5? I said, yeah, that's what they be saying, but I think he gonna stay because like we love him so much. Like, we be showing him so much love. He gonna stay. That's like top 5. I said, yeah.
Nah, Laurent, they're not staying for the vibes, bro. These dudes, man. The league here, you calling? They calling you, say, hey man, we better take you at 5 right here. You know you going, you're not staying at U of H.
A man can dream, though, man. A man can dream.
That's what I'm saying.
Nah, those dudes. I'm a dream. Like I said, man, what was that Baylor game senior night? I said, hey man, Chris Nack senior night, Kingston Fleming senior night. We would not be seeing those guys. We would not be seeing those guys in the Cougar uniform next year.
I remember when Coach Sampson said it for the first time in a press conference a while back. He said, yeah, Kingston going to the league next year. I was like, whoa, bro, chill. He didn't say that.
He already knew that.
Forcing about the program.
You already know. No, but you know what's crazy though? If Kingston gets a call, you know, draft time, and they say, yeah, we think about taking you 5, we think about taking you 6. Calvin's gonna say, get the hell out, get out. Calvin's gonna tell him to go. They're not gonna hold a guy back.
I know, but like all that talk about, I got so many freshmen. Let your freshmen come back. You know?
Nah, man.
It's all right.
I mean, I wish it was a way that. I wish it was a way that none of the freshmen could leave in the entire country. I wish they all had to come back.
I think about this all the time.
Imagine how great college basketball would be if these guys had more time.
Low key, I came up with an idea. I ain't never said it, but what if the NBA decided we're gonna limit the one and dones to a certain amount every year? Let's say we're gonna have 8 total 1-and-1s, one and dones. You're gonna let people choose that. No one else can do it. Would that not say college basketball though?
Well, I mean, I think college basketball is in a great place.
Not college basketball, I mean professional basketball.
College basketball has really been. I say it's kind of been on a new come up these last couple of years, just with all the talent.
Yeah, I meant to say the professional basketball because you see a lot of these one and dones get put in terrible position and flame out.
Yeah.
But I think that's. Go ahead, Brad.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say I think that's more of just like a front office thing and an NBA thing because it's a lot of these NBA teams are just impatient and don't really prioritize player development like college teams do because in college you have to develop your guys so your team's not going to win. NBA, they're just like, oh, you're not good. It's year 2, you still suck, and we didn't do anything. We didn't put any work into actually making you better. Well, bye, you're off the team. We'll just draft someone new, and then it's the same process repeating itself.
I don't care how old you are. If you go to the Brooklyn Nets, you know,
literally.
We'll see, man.
No, I just, it makes me sad thinking about the old days of seeing everybody be, sophomore, junior, seniors, at least everybody going to be their junior year. And there was a time when, God, everybody that went to Duke graduated or they were there for 4 years. And then Jay Williams came along and all of a sudden he goes in the draft early. And then everybody at Duke leaves early. And so then that's when it started going crazy with the one and dones. But God, could you imagine if you could keep all of these elite freshmen in college for another year?
Caleb and Cole Pete on the same team?
Facts. That'd be nasty. Oh my God. And Braden Burries? Come on now.
And Bryce James, my tournament MVP.
Oh, get there. Hey, shout out David Waxman. I told him they gave us the all tournament team ballots to do when we were in Kansas City. I said, yeah, I'm putting Bryce James all 5 selections.
Hey, how's y'all's bracket doing?
Terrible.
Let's see it. Let's see it. I don't even know. I checked it earlier, but I really don't know.
I said terrible, but I think my biggest mistake was choosing USF over Louisville.
I told you Louisville was still gonna win. I literally told you. You talk about Michael Brown's not playing. They'll be all right. And they was all right. They still won. They smoked them, actually.
I'm 83% right now. I got
I got
USF.
yeah. Okay. Come on, Brad. What's happening with PV right now?
I got St. Mary's wrong.
Man, I forgot. Oh, well, they got a chance. It's 41-19. They got a chance. They're not officially out of it.
I thought Prairie was going to take them.
Still time. There's still plenty of
Okay,
time.
21-43.
Still 5 minutes left of the first half. We got a chance.
I don't know about that one, Towns. I think it might be over.
Hey, Brad's the biggest PV fan right now.
Hey, man, we need it. We need it. All I know,
I mean, that'd be great.
Duke struggled, so that makes me feel pretty confident that they ain't getting past St. John's.
Is John Shire a fraud?
Do what?
Is Coach Shire, is he a fraud?
Dang. How many years is this? Like 3?
Duke's coach.
Yeah, how many years has he been there?
I think this is 3rd year, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We say fraud.
Is he a fraud?
I'm gonna be real. The ACC is not looking too hot in college basketball this year. In the tournament right now, they're not looking too hot.
The ACC has not been good in years.
I agree with that.
We ain't gonna talk about. Someone said that I got TCU taking out Duke. I like that.
Facts.
It'd be nice. Hey, you know what? That's a beautiful thing about March. It's the beautiful thing, the most terrifying thing about March is anything can happen.
Yeah, which is why we got to be on our P's and Q's as U of H supporters tomorrow night, because that A&M team can make something shake.
They could. They
definitely can. They definitely can. But one thing, hey, Kev says no. No, Joseph. One thing but the thing is, I feel like we never, and I could be totally wrong, but we never see those type of moments, even during the regular season, especially in the Big 12. Like we've seen, like the lower team, like a bad team, like I can't even think of an example right now, but a team that shouldn't lose, like BYU getting smoked by Cincy. Like I feel like U of H has never had those moments, at least in these past couple years. Just crazy upsets happen to them. I feel like when UH loses, it makes sense that they lost the game, not they lose. It's like something they had no business losing. And that's just on Coach Sampson, because like I'm sitting across from the UH bench, and he's getting on Milos the entire game. He's on Chris. Chris has 12 boards in the first half, and he's still yelling at him. Like he's getting on everybody. And I feel like these are the type of games though that I feel like these are the type of games he's going to get on the team the most, because they're like he wants them to win by like 50.
Mm-hmm. Well, and there's a lot. If you pay close attention to what Coach Sampson teaches, and you guys are in a great spot because you get to hear his instruction and you get to be kind of in the room for his lessons. And there's a lot you can take from that, is that it's not about winning and losing. It's about playing to your standard. And when you play to your standard, most of the time, you're going to come out on top. And that's the reason, that's the one thing that you can see with U of H being in the Big 12 so far, is that we might not beat the top teams every time, but we rarely ever lose to the middle and the bottom teams, because there's a level that you were mandated to play, and these players live that. I mean, how you do anything is how you do everything, and these guys take that to heart. And I guess the one time when we lost to TCU in our first year in the Big 12, we lost on the road there. That's the only time we've lost to a team kind of in the middle to bottom. And, but you see that from everybody else. I mean,
like every night.
Kansas gets smoked by Cincinnati. They got beat by BYU last year at their place. They can't win in Orlando, apparently. But you see Iowa State dropping games that they shouldn't. You see Texas Tech dropping games that they shouldn't. It's amazing to see the consistency that these teams have, and it's not just one season. It's year after year after year after year.
Damian Dunn fumble SMH.
Hey, Damian Dunn. Well, he's I like Damian a lot. I was a big fan
BYU supporting cast, AJ and Wright, neither particularly skilled nor tough. I said that team is just AJ and friends. Like I like AJ. I think he's gonna go number one, but that team was not good at all.
They spent all their money on those two. They got what Kennard Davis was supposed to be a big time transfer. They got Ahmed Abdul or whatever his name is, the G League guy that we were in for. They got him, and somehow they haven't improved Kada. I like Kada a lot, and he just never done anything. Then again, I think their coach sucks. I think Kevin Young is trash, straight up.
I'm not gonna lie. After the BYU and UH game in the Big 12 tournament, like he was crying, talking about AJ should have tied 20 free throws. You guys, they just flop. And that's why I like AJ. Richie Saunders, he's a good player. Rob Wright, he's a good player. But they're just a group of floppers. Like AJ, and I'm glad the refs weren't biting on that. But every time AJ goes up, he's like wiggling around trying to get a call. I'm like, stop the flopping, man. Just play it straight up. But it's good for the NBA game. They love, and I'm still an NBA fan, but there's a lot of flopping that goes on in the NBA. So I think AJ will fit right in when he makes it to the league.
Especially with that LeBron dive last night.
Oh, here we go. Y'all heard from Roy today. Probably digesting that steak. When do we start calling Ryan Roy?
Got it. It's been a few years. I don't know if it was. I think it might have been from Kelvin. Forget where the Roy came. Kelvin's called him Roy. He's called him Monslu. He had never gotten his name right forever.
Hey, he said it right. He said it right when he gave that shout out to Star Pizza though. Shout out Star Pizza. You know what's crazy? We haven't. Oh God! Hey, Mike, we need some delivery to OKC, man. Make it happen,
please. The food here is terrible. We want some Star Pizza. I'm struggling. You don't even understand, bro.
Somebody send some Star Pizza.
Y'all haven't found anything there?
Mike, where you at? We need you.
How are you doing, friend?
I'm good, man. I need some Star Pizza next time I'm in Houston.
So tell me, how did the whole Fran interview come about? I guess y'all hit it. Y'all hit it off.
It's actually kind of a little bit of a funny story. So I met Fran at Big 12 Media Day. Chris Gardner introduced me to him. I think he just saw him. And he was like, I was with Chris Gardner, and then he was like, oh, this guy is, and then Fran's right there. So I talked to Fran. I exchange his information. So I think probably when we were on the way to the airport leaving KC, I texted Fran. I didn't get a response from him. I'm like, dang, but a lot of these TV big guys, so I wasn't really thinking nothing of it. So I saw when we went to Lawrence, he was calling that game. So I saw him. Joseph was there. It was me, Joseph, and Daniel. So I say hello to him, and he's talking to us just about what we're doing and all that stuff. And I was like, yeah, we got a show with GoCoogs and all that stuff. So I think that's when he offered to come on, right, Joseph?
Yes, he said.
I don't remember. Yeah. So I was like, yeah, and I was like, yeah, I got you. I was like, yeah, I met you at the Big 12 Media Days, and I texted you. I didn't get a response. He was like, what? He's like, oh. So I was like, yeah, I hit you, but you didn't hit me back. So I texted. He's like, okay, text me again. So then he locked me in that time. And then I saw him. Actually, I wanted him to come on. What was that? That Monday of the tournament week, I think,
Yeah.
or the week before that, something like that. But I think he had something else to do. So we locked him in last week. And it's funny because I saw him probably like 3 different times in Kansas City for the tournament, and he was like, "Yeah, you're gonna call me. You're gonna call me." So he was ready to come on the show. So
that's cool, man. That's cool.
For sure.
Yeah, it was a great interview, man. Shout out
Oh yeah,
Fred. Shout out for the love.
Oh yeah, gave us 45 minutes. That was definitely.
We gotta
And he
follow
said
him
he's
up.
gonna come to Star. Yeah, we gotta get him at Star Pizza next week.
I was gonna say, yeah, we gotta get him at Star Pizza. And then right after him, we are getting Stephen A. Smith on us. No, I'm just fine.
OKC is just a little bit outside of the delivery era game.
It's
It's
okay.
all good. We need the Star Pizza North location.
Yeah. Fertitta North?
Hey, the Brad, are you expecting the Godfather for tomorrow's night's Cats?
Let's see. We play at 5:00. I think there's a possibility. See, Galen's now in that becoming a normal
Galen's
person.
big time.
He's got to balance all these normal people duties of washing clothes and getting up and going to work, doing all that fun stuff. He's adulting now. It's a transition.
He got a LinkedIn now.
Yeah, exactly. Next thing motivational speeches on LinkedIn, typing out some crazy ass shit with a million hashtags.
GoCoogs.
But yeah, I think he'll probably be on. It's tough to. I can't really ask anybody to. Hey, can you show up to our show at midnight? It's 11:00.
No, you could ask Kev. Go ahead and ask Media Kev. He'll be there for you. Since he wasn't talking all that trash in the chat, you could rely on him no matter what. He's your servant boy. No, I'm just playing.
Media Kev is not getting on Cats, bro.
It's all good. I'm just messing with him. But I'm excited, man. It's gonna be a great game tomorrow. Cats. I just want to see, man, Brad. I want you to be animated tomorrow on the Cats. I need to see the full Brad with no holding back.
No, you don't, because the only way you see that is if things go really, really wrong.
Yeah, that's if he's pissed. If they play a bad game, now Brad's gonna get on everybody for not rocking their Section 12X. That's what he's gonna do.
Shout out Section 12.
You gotta do what you gotta get your good luck stuff on, man.
Oh yeah, put on that Section 12X or they're gonna lose.
See, you had it right at the tournament, at the conference tournament. You getting all dressed up and looking nice.
You know it.
You gotta look the part.
Yeah.
Let's see. Ain't no, he likes to do that without telling us something.
Joseph, you say this every time. You've been to, what's this? Your 4th event with me. You know how I get down. You can't use that excuse no more.
You're right.
And you showing up to media day in just a long sleeve cotton tee. That's on you, bro. Like, what you want me to do about that?
All right, next topic.
Yeah, it's gotta be on.
All right, you know what? This is too much for it.
Hey, what do you say? It's 2 store around the store. They don't got enough time to get a teller. He's gonna need a rush order done by the morning.
That's right. You got to dress. Don't dress for the job that you got. Dress for the job you want.
Facts. You know, it's crazy. These every game, every time at the game, Kellen Sampson has commented on my outfit. So I come to the game yesterday. Kellen's in the scout seat. I just have on my polo. I didn't do it up too much. He's like, "Dang, no suit." I tell him, I said, "Shoot, y'all gotta win if y'all want to see the suit."
All right, well, who you think you are? Who do you think you are?
Hey, he asked. I was saving for the finale. Y'all
You
gotta
right.
win.
You right. I forgot you were gonna say. I can't say nothing about that.
Show up in a Cam Newton hat.
I should get a whole cowboy fit. Big old hat, big buckle belt, boots, Spurs,
Rolling
everything.
like little
I,
Nas.
I want.
All right.
Brad
Never
watches our
mind.
show.
We're already scratching the ideas. It's in the can. I can't have none. It's cool. It's cool, man. You'll see. We'll find out what I'm wearing. But
Yeah, I think this is a good stopping point. We're an hour and 35 in on the road in OKC. Shout out Luke for joining us early in the show. Shout out
yep.
Joseph from joining us from the shadows. Shout out LaRon for coming on his debut.
Yeah.
Shout out Mr. Towns joining us from the freeway as usual.
That's right.
Final thoughts.
Cordell Jefferson 50 bomb.
All right, bro. This is supposed to be a serious publication, Joseph.
It is serious. I'm 100% serious, bro. But go Cougs.
GoCoogs.com. Yes, indeed.
All right, bro. I see y'all boys. It's a blessing. I'll give it to you, kid, if you can take us off.
Read Paperboy. LaRon got his story dropping.
Wait.
Did Colin finish it? Did Colin finish the story, LaRon?
I think it should be out, right?
Wait, I gotta try myself out. I wish my camera was working so I could show y'all the fit, but urso.us, we got a couple more shirts to sell. Go ahead and check us out. If you want some drip, if you want to be on point, you know what I mean, go ahead to urso.us on IG. Check us out. It's right there on your screen. We get you a couple shirts. Thank you, kid.
Your story is not out, LaRon. They hold you.
Cullen, I think Cullen's sick though, so we're gonna give him a pass.
Yeah, Cullen's a little under the weather. I think that's what he told us. But yeah, read Paperboy.
I said, Cullen, you want 1 or 2 stories? He said 2. He said, you think you can get it out? I said, you think you gonna put it out? And he was like, yeah, I got you.
Also, yeah. I'll get out. I mean, he's gonna be in our room. I'll get on him for you.
Okay, he got to rest up. That's all right.
Nah, no rest. If you want to be an owner of a publication, you got to go. Also rest in peace, Walker, Texas Ranger, Ted Norris.
Oh, yeah, R.P. See, he said no rest. He been rest.
I ain't gonna lie, he slept until 6 p.m.
He wasn't at the stuff today.
Slept until 6 p.m. bro. Ain't no rest for that boy. He gotta go. Oh Lord. He's I believe he's on a mission to get that paper out. He's on a solo mission.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what happened, but yeah. Yeah, Colin, drop that story, bro. LaRon's been waiting to get his workout. Read Paperboy. Shout out LaRon. Go read his stuff on there. Brad, anything?
Well, Prairie View is definitely not down by 40 at halftime. And it's only 39. There's still time.
Okay.
Cougar. Oh.
Yeah, I hope both teams get through tomorrow healthy. But I hope we just beat the dog out of them.
Hey, right. I like the unbiased answer there, Brad.
Well said. Brad is always biased. Former UH baseball player. I think he got enough stain.
True. All right, bro.
All right. Well, I don't know when the next episode will be, but we'll catch y'all when we catch y'all.
I can't do it. Okay. We'll do it live. Okay. We'll do it live. F it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.